My name is Karen Karimi. Welcome to the program. This is TV47 Weekend. We have a lot lined up for you this Sunday, the 24th of July, including Raila Odinga's campaign spokesperson, who released a press statement this morning stating that Azimio flag bearer Raila Odinga might not attend the presidential debate slated for this coming Tuesday, which brought mixed reactions from certain leaders, including Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen, who said presidential candidate Raila Odinga should concede defeat instead of looking for reasons to miss the debate. More details to this story and other news making the headlines this Sunday. You can stream us live on Facebook at TV47 Kenya and interact with us on our social media platforms. In the headlines tonight.
Tonight, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party woos Mount Kenya.
Wale wakulima wa kahawa, wakulima wa vijani chai, yale reforms ambayo Bwana Monya ameanza itaendelea.
As Kenya Kwanza campaigns in Rift Valley.
You have a duty. We know you are also the chairman of Azimio. Please don't confuse your duties as the chairman of Azimio and your duties as the president of Kenya.
Also tonight, we analyze a race for the top seat in Nyandarua County.
It is a serious problem. Even today, the county commissioner Nyandarua sleeps in Nyahururu.
Plus, it is the political season and much of what politicians do in the dark is coming to light. Our reporter Chichi Josephine probes one such activity.
Tumeita wasee, tumeua ng'ombe na kwa kila mwaka tano tunakuja hapa.
Catherine Similo is our sign language interpreter tonight. Now to our top story, Azimio presidential candidate Raila Odinga made a series of rallies in the Mount Kenya region, starting off his campaigns in the counties of Tharaka Nithi and Embu counties before proceeding to Laikipia. TV47's Moige William with more.
Raila Odinga and the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance troop pitched tent in the mountain region. The team toured 4 counties of Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Laikipia and Nyandarua as campaigns ahead of the August general election enter home stretch, with Azimio leaders urging the region to rally behind Raila's State House bid.
Wale wakulima wa kahawa, wakulima wa vijani chai, yale reforms ambayo Bwana Monya ameanza itaendelea. Na Bwana Monya ndio huyo, itaendelea na kazi yake.
Najua iko wale wanasema ati hawajachagua Raila tena. Watu wa Nyanza hawajachagua Martha tena, watamchagua mara ya kwanza.
Accompanied by several leaders, Raila promised to equally distribute resources by having each county have one project to ensure everyone gets a piece of the national cake.
Sasa sisi tumesema tutajenga viwanda. Tunataka kutoa Kenya kwa mahali ya kutegemea tu kilimo, tuende kwa upande ya viwanda.
Muungano wa Azimio ulitoa hakikisho kwa wenyeji wa Mlima Kenya kuwa watafufua viwanda nchini kama njia mojawapo ya kubuni nafasi za ajira kwa Wakenya, huku baadhi ya
Now, we do apologize for that. We'll have that story, that sound actually rectified in a few. Now, the Kenya Kwanza Alliance presidential candidate Wlliam Ruto led his lieutenants in a vote-hunting mission in Kericho, Kisii and Narok counties as he intensifies his State House bid 15 days to the general election. As Mike Kagwongo reports, Ruto alongside Ford Kenya party leader Moses Wetangula and his ANC counterpart Musalia Mudavadi urged their supporters to turn up on August 9th in a mission to stabilize the falling economic situation.
With the August 9th general election drawing near, the two main presidential contenders have extended their charm offensive to consolidate votes in different parts of the country in a bid to crack the 50% plus one vote equation after the election. In the company of Ford Kenya Party leader Moses Wetangula and ANC chief Musalia Mudavadi, Deputy President Wlliam Ruto earlier on stormed one of his strongholds, Kericho County, where he enjoys a big following from area residents. At Kapkatet, the second in command was treated to a stirring welcome from area residents as he strived to cement his long-term relationship with Rift Valley residents.
All their campaign financing is financed by money from the COVID billionaires. It's corrupt money that is driving the Azimio campaign.
The cost of living being the topic of the day, the Kenya Kwanza Brigade maintains that they were still on course to liberate Kenyans if they take over power next month.
Mimi nataka niwaambie, there is only one plan ya kupigana na ufisadi Kenya hii, na hiyo mpango iko na Kenya Kwanza.
Mr. IG, instead of harassing the IEBC, can you tell us why some people in Kuzimia or Azimio have been given a fleet of police vehicles, whereas police officers, police stations do not have vehicles to serve the people of Kenya?
With less than 15 days remaining to the general election, Azimio la Umoja flag bearer Raila Odinga once again found himself on the receiving end, following his stand on whether he will attend the Tuesday presidential debate or not.
They have no agenda. Hawana sera ya kuuza. Kwa hivyo wanashangaa watakuja kufanya nini kwa debate. Na mimi nataka niwaambie, there is one plan in Kenya. Our competitors don't have a plan. They don't have an agenda. That is why they cannot articulate any agenda, because they don't have one.
IEBC is a constitutional body established to manage elections. Na wewe huna authority kikatiba wala kisheria to start interfering, intimidating and harassing IEBC.
Ruto's allies blamed President Uhuru Kenyatta and his handshake partner Raila Odinga for the hard economic times being experienced in the country, claiming that the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition has nothing to offer Kenyans.
Wewe ni mradi ama project ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Uliza Uhuru Kenyatta akuje afanye debate na William Ruto. Sisi kama Kenya Kwanza tupatie William Ruto wabunge wa kutosha, ndiye akifika Nairobi aendeshe shughuli ya serikali bila kuingiliwa na mtu yeyote.
That Matiang'i will go home with Uhuru Kenyatta 15 days from now. That Kebicho will go home with Uhuru Kenyatta. Huyu Kenoti hawa watu yote ni watu ya kwenda nyumbani.
After traversing Kericho, Kisii and Narok counties Sunday, the Kenya Kwanza Brigade will tour Nandi, Elgeyo Marakwet and Uasin Gishu counties Monday to solidify Ruto's support. Mike Kagwongo, TV 47.
Waenda nyumbani. Na ndio tunasema sisi kama Kenya Kwanza.
For the second day, Wiper Party leader Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has continued touring the coast region to woo voters ahead of the August polls. Musyoka has promised the Mombasa electorates that former Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko will be on the ballot in the August general election. Our reporter Patronila Goren with the details.
Silali mpaka Ogo wawe gavana na deputy governor wa Mombasa. Kando na kwamba imepelekwa Supreme Court na inafanywa review, mjue kwamba imepelekwa hata kwa mahakama ya East Africa nzima, na kwa hivyo it is alive, sababu Chebukati na timu yake hawana namna, sio mambo yao kuzuia.
Kipengele namba 193 sabbatical 3 ya katiba ya Kenya inasema ukimaliza appeal zako, umalize review zako, umalize appeal zako zote duniani. Sisi tumefuata hiyo sheria, na kwa uwezo wake Mwenyezi Mungu ambaye tunampenda na maombi yenu nyinyi wengi, najua tutakuwa ndani ya debe tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8.
Sisi
tiketi yake itarudishwa na tutakuwa debeni kuikomboa Mombasa kama tulivyosema.
Now, Nairobi senatorial hopeful and ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna has asked IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati to either surrender from office or explain to Kenyans the connection between IEBC and the Venezuelans who were on Friday arrested at the JKIA upon arrival. Now, Sifuna, who was accompanied by Nairobi Women Representative Esther Passaris and ex-Nairobi County Speaker Beatrice Alachi, were attending a church service at Kasarani Synagogue of Hope, condemned Chebukati for the incident, which has raised a number of questions on the credibility of the commission.
This to come and in the morning you're waking up on Venezuela. What is Venezuela now? Honestly, Chebukati. Venezuela from all the countries. In terms of IT, now Venezuela. Even Kenya is very high in IT. I wish you just used our young people here. They are much better. So it is wrong, even as a country, when we are talking for some countries where we know that our country is a hub of IT across Africa. And even in Europe, they respect us.
You know, Kenyans have always questioned whether IEBC is mature enough and clear with its mandate to deliver free, fair and credible elections. We are a bit sad to see that you have strangers that come into the country with expired passports. First of all, the impunity that they can actually enter this country, that means they must have protection from very high officers. And I think the DCI should be able to disclose that.
The people understand that the people responsible for getting us in the mess do not have those solutions for us. So we are telling Chebukati that there are going to be very grave consequences for you, Mwanao Papa. I have to address him in our local dialect. Mwanao Papa, Chebukati. There are going to be very serious consequences if you mess with the will of the people in this election. There is nobody in Azimio interested in postponement of this election. We want this election to come and go.
Now, the 3 foreign nationals from Venezuela were deported after they arrived in the country with electoral materials for about 10,000 polling stations. Police officers established that the materials belonged to IEBC, but the 3 did not have an invitation from the electoral body. Sharon Baranga with the story.
Jose Gregorio Camargo, a Venezuelan national, arrived in the country on 21st July 2022. And on arrival, his bags were screened as usual. And in them were 17 rolls of electoral materials, stickers for approximately 10,000 polling stations. His second bag contained 1 laptop, a monitor, 5 flash disks, a mobile phone, and assorted personal computer accessories. Jose stated that the electronics were his personal items and not IEBC's. But police officers, having established that the rolls were allegedly the property of IEBC, he was arrested and the electoral materials confiscated. The Directorate of Criminal Investigation said, and I quote, "Upon probing the suspect, it emerged that Mr. Camargo did not bear any letter or documentation indicating that he had been invited by IEBC, and as such the materials in his possession belonged to Abdullahi Abdi Mohammed." End of quote. He further said, and I quote, "As per the contract dated 25th November 2021 between IEBC and Smartmatic International Holding, the 3 suspects are not in any way captured as employees of IEBC or Smartmatic International." End of quote. Jose later revealed that he had been given the materials from Panama by his company, Smartmatic International Holding, to deliver to one Abdullahi Abdi Mohammed's office in Nairobi. On arrival, they said consignment was not declared to the customs office as it is required. Investigations revealed that the stated electoral materials had been checked in as personal luggage and not cargo at the country of departure. Jose revealed that he had been invited by one Abdullahi Abdi Mohammed. The other 2, Joel Gustavo Rodriguez and Salvador Javier, who were deported together with Jose, came into the country with a similar consignment and detected on 15th July 2022. Gustavo and Javier were arrested at the airport when they came to inquire of Jose's whereabouts. Sharon Baranga, TV 47.
Now, news just coming into our newsrooms. Now, several people are feared dead after a Mombasa-bound bus plunged into Nithi River along the Meru-Nairobi highway on Sunday evening. Now, the bus was traveling from Meru when it fell off the bridge into the river about 40 meters below. Now, bodies were seen scattered in the water and on the river bank as a rescue mission led by Tharaka Nithi County Fire and Rescue Team, police officers and members of the public. Now, the injured are currently being rushed to the Chuka County Referral Hospital and the PCEA Chogoria Mission Hospital. Now, according to the witnesses who witnessed the 6:40 p.m. accident, said the bus could have developed a brake failure as it went down the Nithi slope. Now, according to one of the eyewitnesses here, he said that the bus was at high speed when it hit the guardrails and fell into the river. We'll have more details to that shortly. You can also check our social media platforms on Twitter at TV47 Kenya for more details as it comes in. Now, moving on, State House earlier today held a Thanksgiving prayer and worship service that was set to reflect on the successful 10-year tenure of President Uhuru Kenyatta and Margaret Kenyatta. Beatrice Watare with more.
State House employees drawn from the main presidential residence in Nairobi and other state residences and lodges spread across the country convened for an interfaith Thanksgiving service to reflect on President Uhuru Kenyatta's 10-year rule as his tenure comes to an end. Attended by top State House employees, including Comptroller of the State House, Kinothia Mbogwa, as well as the Chief of Staff in the Office of the First Lady, Constance Gakonyo. In his message to Uhuru, Bishop Mulwa urged the outgoing head of state to never tire in doing good, further congratulating him for dedicating 10 years to serve the country.
I want you to look at what is your position for 10 years in State House. And what have you done in that position of yours in this noble office? Now, this morning, we have given what is more and above in serving this nation for 10 good years. You have dedicated your time. You have dedicated your energy. You have dedicated your intellect. You have dedicated the most important thing to plan how to govern this nation from this office. You have done it for the sake of the Republic of Kenya. For 10 good years, you never went home. For 10 good years, you have been running up and down. For 10 good years, you have been planning and strategizing, even when it is so difficult, like the times of COVID. You have been planning on how our economy to improve. That is your building towards the nation.
The head of state, who is barred from defending the seat, will pick his successor. Beatrice Watare, TV 47.
Now, a fortnight to the ballot, Maendeleo Chapchap Party gubernatorial aspirant in Machakos County, Francis Maliti, has received a major blow following the defection of Rose Wambua, who was a running mate in the August election. Now, Wambua announced the defection to join CCU Party, a governor candidate Nzioka Waita's camp at Mbondoni Catholic Church in Kangundo. Now, the move means Wambua's name may still appear in the ballot together with Francis Maliti's name, given the short period to the election, lest the IEBC effects the changes. Rose added that the people of Kangundo will have a stake in the next government should Mr. Waita win the election, as she had been promised an executive position in the county government.
Pale nilikuwa mnapajua, nikaangalia vile maneno ilikuwa inafanyika, nikafanya comparison, nikaangalia level yake ya management na administration na masomo na vile ameendelea, and what he has done and where he can take us. Na nikaangalia pale tulikuwa ile mashida ilikuwako, nikaona hiyo mashida kuanza kutatua na watu wa Machakos, sababu mashida already iko, nikaona itakuwa ngumu sana. Kwa hivyo nikaona iko hiyo uchafu yote sitaweza bebana nayo. Nikaona hata kuconvince watu wa Kangundo ilikuwa ngumu sana. Ndio nikasema hiyo sababu imefanyika, wacha tupate new broom ile inaweza fagia, ama hiyo ni mbaya. Tufagie ile uchafu yote iko with a new broom, na mtu amesoma, na mtu ameweza, na mtu ameshafanya kazi ikaonekana.
Now let's head back to Mwaure Williams' report, where Azimio Presidential Candidate Raila Odinga made a series of rallies in the Mount Kenya region, starting off his campaigns in the counties of Tharaka Nithi and Embu counties before proceeding to Laikipia.
Raila Odinga and the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance troop pitched tent in the mountain region. The team toured 4 counties of Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Laikipia and Nyandarua as campaigns ahead of the August general election enter home stretch, with Azimio leaders urging the region to rally behind Raila's State House bid.
Wale wakulima wa kahawa, wakulima wa majani chai, yale reforms ambayo Bwana Munya ameanza itaendelea, na Bwana Munya ndio huyo, itaendelea na kazi yake.
Najua iko wale wanasema ati hawajachagua Raila tena. Watu wa Nyanza hawajachagua Martha tena, watamchagua mara ya kwanza.
Accompanied by several leaders, Raila promised to equally distribute resources by having each county have one project to ensure everyone gets a piece of the national cake.
Sasa sisi tumesema tutajenga viwanda. Tunataka kutoa Kenya kwa mahali ya kutegemea tu kilimo, tuende kwa upande ya viwanda.
Leaders accompanying Raila took a swipe at Deputy President Wlliam Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza brigade, accusing him of corruption, adding that Ruto had contributed to the economic mess that Kenyans are experiencing and calling on Mount Kenya residents to vote for Raila in the upcoming polls.
Katikati ya baba na huyu jamaa mwingine mkola iwe kubwa kiasi ya kwamba hatuna muda wa kupoteza baadaye.
Sisi tu tunataka mtupe hiyo nafasi, tuendeleshe kazi ya kubadilisha Kenya, vijana waweze kupata kazi, wakulima waweze kupata pesa kwa mfuko, ndio Kenya iende mbele. Na hiyo haitawezekana kama hatutapambana na wafisadi.
Western ngome ya baba, hata Mlima Kenya sasa imekuwa ngome ya baba, vindu vichenjanga.
Mwaure William, TV47.
Fire! Fire!
You're watching TV47 Weekend with me, Karen Karimi. We take a short break. We'll be right back.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Despite being visually impaired, he is a jack of all trades.
It is our quest to find answers on how to take care of children with special needs and those with disability. You do not need to see musical notes to understand music, but rather to have your soul feel the vibe.
Actually, for us to make a wheelchair, we have to take measurements of the user.
After doing my assessment, I get to know the parent. I get to know the heaviness she's carrying.
Disability comes at different stages of life.
How well do you know what's happening around you? Morning Cafe with heated political debates. Baraza la Siasa.
Hiyo kitu azungumzie, angalie hali ya maisha ya watu.
Informative health discussions. Business, farming. Tasty Wednesday, Fitness Thursday, and Feel Good Friday with amazing DJs, celebs,
waimbaji, kuna comedians, alafu kuna wajinga,
and music bands every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. The next set of millionaires are farmers, as we know agriculture has been and still is the backbone of our economy. As we traverse the different counties to meet different farmers, we ensure to get the story of how they started farming and even how they continue to penetrate the market and overcome the challenges.
Hapa, the reason why nilieka goose na si ducks. Goose, they are very easy to maintain.
A lot of farmers keep on calling, inquiring whether you're supposed to raise some seeds in the nursery or you're supposed to do them directly in the field.
The greenhouse helps us control the temperature because the temperature needs to be between 28 to 32 degrees.
Walk this journey with us every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. It's no secret, construction ain't cheap. But how do we make it affordable? Different individuals are finding ways of cutting down cost by use of pre-stressed slabs other than reinforced concrete, recycling plastics to make pavers.
The brick is stronger, it's cheaper, and it's lighter.
And recycling wastewater in your household.
What happens to my waste from the washroom, the solid waste? All that can break down.
Those are just but a few. Every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. we talk construction.
There's no alpha without an omega. There's no lead without any followers. No man is an island. We need each other. We need this conference.
We say it, we do it, we act it.
Kama una mpenzi wako, kila siku kama nilivyosema, kila siku mwishi mapenzi.
We don't toe the line, we set the standard. We don't eat the grass, we lead the pack.
As an alpha male, you're also a leader. Not to just women, friends and family, but to everyone else you've never met before.
We are the beauty, the spice and the brains. The men's conference where men become alpha males.
And you can catch us every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
This is The Grind. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. T.S. Eliot.
So I decided, let me just take this up, put the teaching on hold first. Let me try see where this can go.
I mean, the opportunities are a lot. But is that all you need? Oh wait, there's more. This seems a little too much. Let's slow it down.
You do this is something you do out of passion.
Join me, Violet Njaki, as I navigate through the maze of the increasingly dynamic business environment and quiet down the noises. As I help you flourish in business every Monday at 7:30 p.m.
It's no secret, construction ain't cheap. But how do we make it affordable? Different individuals are finding ways of cutting down cost by use of pre-stressed slabs other than reinforced concrete, recycling plastics to make pavers.
The brick is stronger, it's cheaper, and it's lighter.
And recycling wastewater in your household.
What happens to my waste from the washroom, the solid waste? All that can break down.
Those are just but a few. Every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. we talk construction.
Despite being visually impaired, he is a jack of all trades. It is our quest to find answers on how to take care of children with special needs and those with disability. You do not...
Welcome back to the program. Moving on to other stories that made the headlines this Sunday, and hours after Azimio la Umoja Presidential Candidate Raila Odinga said he will not attend the presidential debate on Tuesday. Deputy President Wlliam Ruto has alleged that the move by Odinga is due to lack of an agenda for Kenyans. Even as that unfolds, the Presidential Debate Secretariat has affirmed that the debate will be conducted as planned at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, and issues to be discussed have been shared to all presidential candidates. Joash Onsare has more.
In a statement released by Raila Odinga Presidential Campaign Secretariat, Azimio flag bearer Raila Odinga will not attend the presidential debate on Tuesday. In a letter released to the passing candidates, which the Raila Odinga Secretariat says is a bad idea. Further, the letter states that Odinga has a good reputation and will not share the stage with his main opponent, Deputy President Wlliam Ruto, calling on the Presidential Debate Secretariat focus on corruption, integrity, ethics, and governance failure to. He won't attend. Instead, the Secretariat will plan for a televised town hall debate at Jericho Social Hall in Nairobi's Eastlands with ordinary Kenyans to offer solutions to challenges faced by common Kenyans. United Democratic Alliance presidential candidate Wlliam Ruto, while in rallies in Kericho, Narok and Kisii counties, has responded to Raila's position on the debate, saying Odinga has no agenda for Kenyans.
Our competitors don't have an agenda because they don't have one. The Kitendawili man, the man of riddles, the man of Kitendawili, the man of TB Mantialara, the man who has no plan, has run away because the people of Kenya are demanding from us leaders to have clarity in what we want about Kenya and the future of our country.
The leaders allied to Azimio la Umoja One Kenya, led by Azimio la Umoja Presidential Campaign Chair Nderitu Mureithi, have stated that they are in support of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential candidate Raila Odinga's decision to skip presidential debate and instead hold a town hall engagement with the citizens.
We do not think that we should participate in duping Kenyans. Now, our competitors routinely take truths and twist them to achieve political objectives, and we don't think that that is in order.
Uhuru Kenyatta is finishing his second term. He did not come for the debate in 2017. He was elected as a president. So this has no bearing at all, because especially as Mheshimiwa Pasaris has said, no issues are actually canvassed in this debate.
Wish the debate goes in the right direction, where you are asking every presidential candidate, in this sector, what are you going to do? But if we narrow down the way we did, even on math, even on IGAD, surely.
Even as that unfolds, the Presidential Debate Secretariat has affirmed to the public that the debate will go on as planned on Tuesday at the Catholic University for East Africa, Kwea main campus in Karen, Nairobi, from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Further, the Debate Secretariat says it has shared the issues to be discussed during the debate to all presidential candidates. The Secretariat says the debate will follow the set guidelines, and the moderators will select questions which they shall not share with the candidates and will not meet with any of the campaign teams or the candidates. The Presidential Debate Secretariat has reiterated that they are committed to delivering a debate founded on the principles of fairness, integrity, independence, and accountability as enshrined in the Presidential Debates Guidelines. Joash Onsare, TV47, Nairobi.
Now, presidential aspirant under the Agano political party, Mwaure, has said that he has faith in the IEBC's ability to conduct free and fair elections as long as its operations are not interfered with by some politicians. Speaking after attending a Catholic church service in Nairobi, Mwaure noted that the IEBC has the freedom to execute its duties freely with no interference by political leaders so as to achieve its objectives. Mwaure, however, has asked the body to clear the air on the visit to Kenya by the 3 Venezuelans in order to establish trust with Kenyans.
What's going on between IEBC, DCIO, but also some of our competitors, the two sides, particularly the so-called top two sides, Kenya Kwanza and Azimio, is very sad. But Kenyans, I want to tell you, open your eyes, a Kenya to amuke, amkeni wa Kenya, and see what's happening. This is what has happened in previous years. There has been monkey businesses, but now they are coming out because the sides that have been in previous, who are there in 2017, 2013, are now the ones, you know, on opposite sides. We are coming in as the new broom, and they are now checkmating each other, because they know what they have been doing. Of course, IEBC, you need to come very clean and say who are those people. DCIO, we need to hear very clearly also whether you arrested them, whether they are arrested, whether you are deporting them. But the central message to you from us, from me and Kenyans, is that we want elections on 9th. Kenyans want a clean slate. They want to vote and vote in a new leadership.
In our continuing series of the gubernatorial races and focus on counties in the country, today we focus on Nyandarua County, that is considered Kenya's food basket and a water catchment for millions in the capital city. Our reporter Willie Dennis Njiro digs deep in the nitty-gritties and leadership in the county.
Nyandarua County was once referred to as West Abadeas and enjoyed Naivasha town as its headquarters in the colonial regime, stretching all the way to Nanyuki town. However, political dynamics in Kadu and Kanu, the white settlers in Naivasha refused to cede Naivasha, prompting the late President Jomo Kenyatta to have it to Central Province, averted the antagonism and picked Nyahururu as the headquarters for Nyandarua.
It is only that we had bad leaders who invested our resources in Nyahururu.
It is a serious problem. Even today, the county commissioner Nyandarua sleeps in Nyahururu.
We have never collected a 10 cent in revenue from Nyahururu.
Nyahururu, by then Thompson Falls, was commercial town for Laikipia, remained in Nyandarua administratively and in Laikipia politically, whereas Nanyuki as the headquarters. This left Nyandarua oscillating for decades till the promulgation of the current constitution.
Because you cannot do anything for your people in Nyandarua, you go loitering, saying how you bring back Nyahururu.
It's a new town from what the village that I inherited when I became a governor here.
If you go to Nyahururu police station, the county commander who is behind the police station cannot give orders to the OCS in front of him.
With a population of over 700,000 and a whopping over 4 billion shillings kitty allocated annually from the national government, the county is one of Kenya's rich agricultural potential, with a 30% of national contribution in potatoes, milk and vegetables produce despite inadequate resources.
When you talk of 59 years since independence, and this is a farming county, without a single value addition factory or endeavor, that is very strange.
2 weeks to go before the general elections, the gubernatorial race has attracted stiff competition from 5 contestants. Moses Ndirango Kiarie Badilisha on a UDA ticket, Waithaka Mwangi Kereka on a TSP ticket, County Speaker James Ndegwa Wahome on a CCK ticket, former Governor Daniel Waithaka Mwangi on a DP ticket, and the incumbent Governor Francis Doita Kimemia on a Jubilee ticket.
I'm affiliated to the United Democratic Alliance, not by anything else, but by choice.
My affiliation is that I'm in Kenya Kwanza because I'm a member of the Chama cha Kazi.
Mwagi Kiujuri, that's the party I'm in. I chose that party because
my strength is in Nyandarua. It is not in a block.
I want to commend the people of Nyandarua for working with me and to ask them to re-elect me.
As such, lack of transparency and fizzling party primaries dwindled their optimism, quivering for a comparable gamble in 2022 general elections. Political parties and national political influence playing matrix.
In 2017, I was thrown out because of the campaign which was there, the euphoria of Jubilee, what Jubilee will do.
No political party has the capacity and the goodwill to hold a free and fair party nomination.
When they knew this was a PS coming in, this is a man who had worked with Kibaki, this is a man who had worked with Uhuru, they thought Nyandarua would never be the same again.
I came into a county that was at war with each other and amongst leaderships in this county. And I chose to get the path of peace.
As I bore out as the speaker, I've been able to construct the only digital and fully automated chambers in this country outside the Senate and the National Assembly.
The county's 5 constituencies, Ndaragwa with over 58,000 registered voters, Oljoro and Kipipiri with over 60,000 each, Olkalau over 72,000 and Kinangop with 115,000 voters are up for calculated moves as the North and South muzzle for their own.
Paradigm seems to have shifted. There are now 4 in the North, and specifically from one constituency called Orokarau, where they have had a governor for the last 10 years and are maroon in the south.
In fact, as I'm moving around, no one is talking about south, north, like the way some people would like it to be.
Now, about 60 years down the line, that boundary is very thin. But we politicians want to create it so that we can make a queue.
In the nominations that we had in UDA, I won across the county. So there is no issue of block here.
But with a few demands from the locals, as experts attest.
Huwezi kuwa chairman wa mnada deep bila ng'ombe ama kuku ama mbuzi. Kwa hivyo kama wewe unakuja hapa kusema ati wewe unataka kuwa chairman wa hapa, lazima utuoneshe wewe kwako ni wapi, unafanya kazi gani Nyandarua, na hii kazi hiyo unafanya umeajiri watu wangapi.
Kila kitu mimi naweza kuambia watu wa Nyandarua hapa wasipinduliwe. Kama umesimama na mjumbe huyu, simama naye kabisa kwa sababu ya lessons hizi na zile zingine.
On education matters,
we don't have a university. Being the only county in central Kenya without a university and knowing the goodies that come along with the university.
We agreed and donated 54 acres for a university. And there is a title for a Nyandarua University.
Nursery school teachers being incorporated in the Teacher Service Commission, so that they actually employed permanently and with a uniform salary.
And we are coming up with a center of excellence, 1 per sub-county. So 5 centers of excellence in terms of equipping and linking them with industry and international community, industries, so that they can become centers of excellence.
You got some of these polytechnics, they don't have courses, prabbing. And today you may spend the whole day looking for a praba.
Mimi mzee namna hii natafuta basari.
Any child, whether from the colonial village or from the poorest of the poor, admitted to Alliance High School, goes to Alliance High School in this county. And I can challenge you to tell me any child who could find to go to Mangu from a poor home who did not go to Mangu.
On tourism,
in Nyahururu or Laikipia, they are collecting about 140 million from the Thompson Falls Road. But from Oroborosat, Sasumwa, Abadea Ranges, Mau Mau Caves, White Valley, we are not collecting even a single cent.
This is a county that can really go far in terms of tourism. We have Lake Oloborosat here. We have got the hills out there.
Nyandarua has no minerals. The only minerals we can get is when we develop hydropower.
3/4 of Abadea's water catchment is in Nyandarua, Nairobi County, reaping big on the natural resources from Sasumwa Dam.
Water, when it is in Nyandarua, is free. When it crosses our boundaries, it has a cost. Derito Murithi is selling our water, but does not pay anything to us. Lee Kenyajui is selling our water, but does not pay anything to us. Nairobi, Kiambu, Baringo, they are consuming our water. They don't pay anything to this county.
This water that goes to Nairobi through Sasumwa Dam, we shall have to be given our cut like other counties do. We shall have to get 30% of the income which is fetched by that water will have to remain here. The current governor is buying these sky plastic containers, but the water is in the boreholes.
People don't have to fight over natural resources, but they can sit and listen together, and we can be able to get a share, take a share of what is due to Nyandarua County.
On health,
a hospital is not buildings, it's personnel and the medicine. You can even treat people in a tent if you have a good doctor and you have medicine.
We don't have a single surgeon, not a single one. And if he is there, I want to be told the name and in which hospital that person is.
Mashujaa in JM and the Nyayo hospital in Engineer.
On agriculture,
wacha wakati ule uliopita tulikuwa tunamwaga maziwa. Tulitolewa na Kibaki huko. Sasa na sisi wenyewe sasa tuaje kujipanga.
If we harness the potato crop, then we shall have addressed almost 70% of the problems of this county.
My government is going to come up with a Kilimo fund which will be placed under the Department of Agriculture so that those youths who are already in the farms there, they can also be able to access this fund and come up with an agri-farm activities.
We are the only county with a trade fund to cater for men over 35 years who don't qualify for youth fund, and also for the women fund, and also women who do not qualify for some of the monies that will go to youth can either go to women fund or they can come to the county and access the trade fund.
The Commission for Revenue Allocation ranked Nyandarua as county reputed with highest growth of economy, 163 million from 49 million shillings since 2013, a demonstration for transformative leadership, with 617 million shillings allocated to the construction of the assembly and the county government headquarters in Olkalau.
163 billion up from 49 billion shillings in 2013, and I think this is it is a demonstration that the leadership in this county is transformative.
Nyandarua County has been regarded by the incumbent governor and the aspiring governors that this is a sleeping giant awaiting exploitation. Reporting for TV 47 from the county of Nyandarua, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
Thank you, Willie Dennis, for that insightful report. Now, as the clock ticks closer to the general election, candidates from Tiaty sub-county in Baringo County have prepared rituals seeking blessings from the elders to emerge winners in the general election. Chichi Josephine with those details.
It is a special session for the elders and candidates vying for leadership positions in Tiaty sub-county, Baringo County. 2 bulls are slaughtered in a unique way without removal of the skin, with the elders surrounding the bulls singing traditional songs while the leaders sit on the floor. This community is recognized for cattle keeping, and they believe their blessings for victory come from the domestic animals. Leaves smeared with dung are given to the leaders as a sign of blessing while they surround the carcasses of the slaughtered bulls.
Sisi kama Wapokot tuko na culture yetu ambaye tumekuja kuua ng'ombe, tumeita wasee, tumeua ng'ombe na kwa kila mwaka 5 tunakuja hapa. Hapa ni area inaitwa Cheptaran. Tunakuja fanya kitu inaitwa Cheptaran Declaration.
It is a celebration organized during the electioneering period as an assurance of safety of lives and livestock to the followers.
Alikuja sheria hapa kwamba nchi iko sawa na amani iko sawa. Maana pia wazee vile wamefurahi na kubariki pia viongozi wetu.
Singing of traditional songs and dances is a crucial activity during the celebrations, praising the leaders.
Tunaenda siasa tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8, ndio maana tumekuja leo hapa Cheptaran. Vile tulikuja tarehe 10 mwezi 2017 tulikuja hapa na tukachaguliwa wote.